Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very final episode of Farthest Frontier. It's a sad day, because this game has given me a lot of joy and fun. It has been an absolute pleasure to play, and it's got a long road ahead of it, I think. I'm really going to keep an eye on it as it progresses and as they update it, because it's got so much going on for it. There's so many little areas and quality of life things that they can do to just improve it and to take it beyond where we have got it to. Today, I have managed to get my town here up to the tier 4 town center. That's what it looks like. There it is. That is the maximum tier that is available at this time. And already, since introducing that tier 4 town hall, we have got some wonderful looking manor houses coming in. These guys as well, they can't upgrade any more than that. Tier 4 is as high as they go. Let's just crank it down to 1x speed. I find it 3 times, it gets proper laggy. And this side's like really kicking its own ass trying to make everything work. There are quite a number of issues running a town at this late game. I tell you, there is, most of it is to do with wood, to be honest. It really is. And the lack thereof, complete lack of thereof. Now, obviously, I've got my work camp set up to work with mature trees only. But as you can see from this giant area around this work camp here, it's not good enough. It's just not good enough. They really do just rip everything apart. I think they've got a few trees left and then they're done there, and I might have to send them back over here or something, or further up the mountain, even further away. I'm essentially sending these work camps further and further away to get fresh freaking trees and stuff like that. So it's a real trick. This arborist has lost all its peach trees and I need to replant them all, but I'll do that in a minute. Key milestones in our town's growth. The original graveyard that we set up on day 1 is full. It is full, and it is mostly full of people who have valiantly died of old age, rather than anything else. So we don't have a huge amount of disease and stuff, but we do have some, because really without herbs we can only afford to run one soap shop. Basically whatever we can buy from the traders as and when, if and when they they decide to sell me herbs, basically. And I'm gonna buy the soap as well. Gibbs, lovely. And you can have some clothes in return. There we go. I'm gonna leave the swords and stuff just because there's 0 stock. So what I kind of learned, I suppose, is when you sell stuff to the traders, if the trader's full of an item but you have no stock in there, if they then sell that, any excess or any of these that they then make goes straight to the trader. It goes straight to the trader. Nobody gets a look in, or it's very rare that they do, because these traders are like right next to the stock rooms and stuff, so they're there first. Generally, they're there first. So if there's none there, then I won't sell them, because otherwise I just have none ever, basically. So I've expanded a little bit. We've got a theater now, which can upgrade. With 200 bricks, we can upgrade it. Again, somewhere doesn't have clay natively, makes it a little bit difficult to brick it up. And then on the way down here, I've got 3 new fields, which I am on full kind of fertilize mode, I suppose. We're trying to get them upgraded to fertile lands as quickly as possible. Are these guys both producing greens in the same year? No, that's fine. That's year 1 and year 2. Okay, sorry. Year 2 will be the last field here, which is still being produced, as you can see, to 2,000 points of smegginess on that one. So this is like where I said we'd expand down. We've got this nice little fertile valley here. There's a few little offshoots and stuff. There's actually, interestingly, a pool of a tiny bit of water here with some fish in it. So I might actually be able to get some fish at some point. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't found anything else of value around here other than obviously the mineable resources around here, which is great. Every year we seem to get a bunch of cattle coming along. The cattle that eat the crops. They got the cattle grazing in these crop fields. This guy's grazing on gold by the look of it. What are you doing? Just, tasty, tasty gold. Yum, yum, yum. Yum that gold. Tasty. Anyway, they don't have a huge amount of space to roam and stuff yet, so there's another compost thing right there. The existing fields that we had are doing it amazingly well. We're up to 80% fertility and stuff like that. These guys are packing out like 2,328 of 2,156. They're growing over their like expected yield. They're doing so well on grain. It is insanely how good they are doing. So yeah, we're getting plenty of flax and vegetables from these fields because there's such high fertility. They're just doing an amazing job. One thing I have noticed, and you probably noticed already as well, is the number of health bars around buildings. I don't think the builders can keep up, basically. 10 builders, 23 laborers at the moment, which isn't a bad number. It's not enough, because obviously we need more laborers than what we have. But it's not a bad number. And it's just, yeah, the builders just can't keep up with the general maintenance of stuff. What you need to do is spend a good sort of 5 years not building anything, which is really difficult to do in this game because, you know, you almost constantly need to build and update and stuff. So, yeah, it's a tricky one. Lots of buildings everywhere are running out of kind of hit points and stuff. It seems to be another late game feature, shall we say. Other than that, everything is sort of ongoing, kind of as it was. Everything's fine, sort of thing, you know? I can build another house here, look. There was a sand pit there, but it's exhausted the sand there, so there's a nice little thing. So I put another compost heap down here because these houses around here started getting filled with waste and then rats. And then obviously the citizens were getting ill, so population went beyond the 3 compost heaps that I already had, so we had to expand a 4th one. This 4th one down here upset this house. They abandoned it. Fortunately, the desirability has come back up a bit with some parks and stuff nearby. So we're okay. But we've got stone walls all the way around. There has been some nasty raids. Nothing quite as bad as the one that destroyed half the town down here. Since we had these walls installed here, they really don't want to come up against this sort of arrangement. They have come up against every other direction, essentially. Which is, I suppose, typical of the game, isn't it? We've got our little camp out here. And right now, the main gameplay loop for me is just rotating these work camps to sort of fresh pastures. Every now and again, you just got to kind of go, right, okay, well, now move over there. Okay, well, now move over there, and so on and so forth. We've also had a bit of fun with the cows over here. There goes one, look. Off he goes. He's free, he's free! They're grazing out here because the field, this barn, I placed it in a really terrible location. But there's beautiful, fertile grazing land just over there. And I'm trying to get a fence built around that. But that's obviously taking as long as it takes fences to build. And now we're getting guards complaining they don't have swords. So, but the good news is we do have now a tier 4 blacksmith workshop. I'm actually going to chuck another couple of dudes in there. Actually, do I? Because, remarkably, considering the map that we're on, I'm running very low on iron. All my iron mines have dried up. So I had about 3 iron mines. I had like 2 over here. They've gone. I had 1 all the way over here. He's gone. So now I've only got 1 iron mine that's operational. Is this guy up here in the mountains. Now, this guy isn't going to run out of iron anytime soon. He's got like 10,000 in there. But it's so far away from everything. Like, just the time it takes for my guys to go and run the iron into town and then run it back again is taking... They spend more time running backwards and forwards than they do mining iron. There he goes. Look, there goes another one just off to go and deliver some iron, probably. Carried 2 iron. 2 iron ore each trip. All the way back over there. So... yeah, that's another big thing. As the city grows, as your resources run out near around the city, you've got to go further and farther and farther away. It takes longer and longer for them to transport that back into town. So you'll end up with this wonderful blacksmith workshop which can make heavy weapons, which are amazing, by the way. They cost like 15 iron, and these guys are just... Well, at the moment, they got plenty of gold available, so they'll just spend their time making gold, which is wonderful for my bank balance of 14,000 gold up here. Lovely, I can make parks all day. I make parks and things all day, it doesn't matter, it's great. We got but iron, dudes, iron, my god. It's crazy, and I'm looking around the landscape here, and I'm like, well, that's coal, that's coal, that's coal. There's a big coal deposit there. There's gold right there next to my freaking town. Don't need it yet, don't need it, so just saving it. Gold, 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 coal, coal, gold, 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 sand, 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 sand. You get the general gist. There's an iron deposit there. 1,800 is barely even worth going that far out for 1,800. So, you know, it's coal, coal, gold, gold, yeah. There's an iron deposit. What are you? 960, even less worth it. So this one down here, this hill here is actually the best source of iron because there's iron mines all over it. It's just a nightmare to actually get to and work from. So I'm hoping that the extra wagon shop that I installed over here, they're waiting for tasks and stuff like that. Because wagons, because obviously this guy, he can come along, he can go to this iron mine and he can pick up a bunch of the iron and take it all back in one go, rather than having multiple trips. But I guarantee you, he is actually on his way go and stock one of these temporary houses, because that's what they do. He's got the berries and the thing. Let's just go and stock a temporary house. So it's a little frustrating. It's one of the quality of life things that I wish they will hopefully fix in a future update, is like a little bit maybe control or a little bit more intelligence around the wagons and transporting goods from far away. Because it's great that he's stocking... Is that rats? Oh my god, look at all the rats. Holy crap. Right. That's a lot of rats. Damn. Let's get a rat catcher down here. Where is he? This one here. Can I get one in there with him? No, let's just get one there. That'll do. Oof. That is gnarly. That is not what you want. That is not what you want. It doesn't even say there are rats here yet either. There's only beans in there anyway. I'm not too worried about it. I am slightly worried that this field hasn't been worked on in like forever though. Whatever, they'll get around to it, I guess, when they get around to it. But yeah, this is basically the end game now. It is just managing wood mostly, and I'm doing okay, 246. But like, with the population now surpassing 400, the amount of firewood that we go through is insane. All my firewood choppers, all 4 of them right now, are maxed out. This guy's missing a person. This guy's missing a person. There we go, okay. It's difficult because, like, when somebody dies of old age or a disease, whatever occupation they would, it doesn't replace it automatically. Another thing they can improve. But yeah, I mean, I'm loving this area of town right now. It is looking fantastic. These 2 are going up. They're upgrading the manor houses as well. The manor house asset just looks fabulous, doesn't it? Look at the sunflowers outside as well. That's so good. So much detail. It's awesome. So our population is going up thanks to these manor houses and stuff coming in, without actually having to build new houses and stuff. But I went ahead and expanded the walls. This wall was originally running up here and then out. So I built it out and then around so I could fit another housing area here, because ultimately this side was completely occupied by houses already. And then we've got the armpit sector here. Now I could either go up above it, which is all hilly and mountainy, or out here, which was reasonably flat. So that's what I did. And then it gets all hilly and horrible again. So yeah. There's also no water in that like little dead zone there. And you need a water source around the houses. People need to be able to have a drink, right? But anyway, these houses are very new, and some of them are going up to homesteads already, which is nice because we have got things that improve. We've got a bakery, we've got a school, we've got a market, and we've got a healer's house. So, you know, all the services are here for these people, and, you know, they're very secure right now. Look at that, surrounded by brick walls. They're happy, and, you know, a short commute to work. So, actually not a bad little housing project. But yeah, I really need these builders to actually get on repairing stuff, because this is getting ridiculous. I don't know what happens if they continue to notch down I assume eventually they'll just collapse. But yeah, it hasn't all been smooth sailing as well, because yeah, a lot of the time, and they are working on that a little bit. The number is going down every now and again. A lot of the time, there have been random issues that I can't figure out. For a time, it's fine now, but they were up to 16 of 11 on the herd size, and they refused to slaughter any cows. Even if I told them to slaughter 6 cows, nothing. They wouldn't do it for ages. So that was weird. And then eventually it seemed to sort itself out. I don't know what it was that was preventing them from doing it, but yeah. This barn is about to collapse as well by the look of it. 46%. 5 wood, 1 stone. Structure integrity! Right. So yeah, I just need this fence fitting around here, and then we've got ourselves a nice little pure-ish pen. Now, in terms of the raids, I haven't had a tier 4 raid yet, so I'm expecting that any time now. And we can get things like this upgraded once we actually get some iron. I can't believe on this map of all maps, iron is the thing that is really slowing us down now at this stage of the game. You think that given how resource rich this map is, that would have been the last thing. It would have been the last thing to go. Well, there it is. Iron. I've got 6 people working this mine at the moment. It's the equivalent of, you know, having a mine on all of those things, so... how to speed that up? I mean, if you know, let me know, because I don't know. Other than putting, like, a stockyard here so they can just run out and stock that, I guess, and then get everybody else to run to it, maybe. But there's a stockyard here, which is definitely closer, and they're not using that, and iron ore is available to store there, perhaps because it's even further away from everything. I don't know. We need to sort those rats out. So wood is an issue, and wood has been slowing down. The sawmills have actually resorted to getting a 3rd sawmill now, because it was getting really desperate for wood, and you needed like 100 to get the tier 4 dude here. But yeah, we are in the upgrade phase now, and it is just a case of, like everything else, trying to get over little humps of resource shortages, and there's a lot of micromanagement to get things going and working and properly. So I'm going to go up to 15 builders just so I can actually try and get on top of this maintenance issue with all the buildings, because I'm assuming it's builders that need to take care of that, right? This building structure integrity 53% requires repair. 2 wood planks to repair. Get on it! What are you waiting for? Repair these freaking buildings, dudes. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we run out. We didn't run out. We had way too much wheat coming out at one point. That was really clogging things up as well. So having like full storage and stuff like that could be a real disaster. It basically shuts buildings down. It shuts supply chains down, and then buildings that are like the barn and stuff like that really suffer for not being able to like operate. You know, the cows start dying and stuff. So yeah, you got to stay on top of everything, it would seem. But look at the fields are now like topping out at 70% fertility. We're getting so much like compost every year. Plus they're on like a high fertility turnover anyway. And our food stores have been doing okay. That's probably the lowest I've seen it in a very long time now. 4 months of food as we approach winter, but we've got a bunch of crop fields. They're all harvesting as we speak right now, so that's probably going to turn into 6-7 months in a few minutes. But you can see what I've done with the shelters. Once we get the rat catcher built, and then looking after this, because that's just disgusting. But in walls, 2 towers, because if we get the raiders coming along, when we get the raiders coming along, they're going to attack these, and they're going to try and steal from them. So always protect your root cellars. Stockyards they don't care about. Storage buildings they will attack. And like I say, root cellars and stuff are primary targets and stuff that markets and things that hold foods and items that they can steal. Other than that, the raiders are just trying to kill everyone. And full stone walls all around, towers all the way around as well. There are a few little blind spots, but it's not bad. If we click on one of these towers, you can see all the circles all the way around. So regardless of where they are, they're going to get shot. So really the only thing left to do is to just upgrade the last few bits. Make sure the soldiers get armed. And things like that. So there's not really much point in expanding the population much more. The only issue with that is that they're going to get a little bit upset when the birth rate drops because there are no more houses and stuff. But as long as you've got, you know, cleanliness, shoes, luxury and stuff like that, they should be okay. At the moment, we're reasonably happy. They seem to be a little upset with the entertainment, which is a little bit cheeky considering we've got a couple of pubs, I suppose. Maybe they want another pub, I don't know. But we've got the theatre now as well. Thank you. Which is great. That did a big hit. And just look at the desirability. The center of 123% desirable. It's interesting, isn't it? 'Cause it's like 120% desirable. Then next door, 89%. What? What? Make it made up. Maybe a little bit. Possibly. But yeah, desirability is looking good. I've got a statue being built here. It costs 59 to build though, so that's going to be a little while until there's surplus iron. And that's going to be a little while. Because the closest iron mine is about 2 hours looking hike away. But there we go. That is just the nature. So, be interesting to see what kind of... My god, really? Are you... Really? You guys don't have melee weapons. But as long as you have ranged weapons in those towers, it's okay. A little bit of an issue once where we didn't have any arrows. We've got plenty of bows now, so... bows, sorry, not arrows. Now we don't have any swords. Okay, well, fine. Another winter is going to come in, but it'll be interesting to see what a raider attack looks like now, as it seems to scale up with whatever level your town hall is at. So being at town 4, town hall level 4, who knows what they're going to bring. Time will tell, and I've still only got one army at the moment. I think until we can maybe recover the iron load a little bit better, then that's probably worth keeping at just one army, because I won't be able to really equip another army. I've got 4 heavy weapons, 17 halberds, 65 shields, which is interesting. Let's load up some shields in here. Sell those puppers. But yeah, if I was going to build another military place, it would be up here. We'd have north and south of town, but that's going to need a lot of flattening there by the looks of it, isn't it? Let's get that flattened. See if we can do that. The new graveyard outside of town. This little village here is becoming more and more integrated with the main town now. It's ever closer to the walls. Tempting to run this wall across the road and then down and into connect with this and then around or something like that. I don't know. It'd have to be a bit of wiggly waggly, and we'd have to do some jiggery pokery to connect it all up, but it's possible. And there we go. Firewood is low, but it is the start of winter. Everybody will be stocking their houses with firewood, and then it's just about held on at 32. I think the population, when it hits 430, that's when it's going to maybe drop out. But let's give them a little break a little while. That's, oh my god, look at all the health bars. Guys! Guys, come on, repair! Please, repair things. Holy crap. I'm just envisioning half the town collapsing because nothing's getting repaired. Alright, here we go. So we got a raider attack coming in here. There's only 7 on this one, so I'm sure there's probably a much larger attack coming in that just hasn't been spotted yet. So I'm just having a little look around where on earth that might be coming from. Yeah, that's not a good tower. Okay, there's one in there that does have a ranged weapon at least. It's just the other one doesn't. Okay, so maybe it's just the 7. Have we not got anything down here? Wow. Alright. We've got a field ready to be managed down there. There's the rat catcher is in. Hopefully that will limit the rats around here. Only looking a bit better. All right, let's have a little look at this attack then. It can't be all of them. Let's just play it out. See if more appear somewhere. Run away, everybody. Run away. Hearing something being attacked. That's another thing that slightly irritating is the sound. You can hear like the sound of swords clashing against something, but there's absolutely no telling where that is. You'd have 18 sighted. Here we go. That's the same direction, is it? Oh, hello. Now we got some down here, have we? There are. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm not too worried about the party at the top then, because that is a small party. They're probably going to die to this tower here. This tower doesn't have very good range, but they're probably going to die to that tower there. Alright. Well, it's interesting. It looks like just like any other attack, but we can zoom in on these guys. They actually do have swords, so they are actual soldiers. Like the original raiders that start, they are mostly just club-wielding freaking simpletons, right? So they generally get a lot tougher. So you get guys like this with an armor, sword, mace. That guy is going to be tough. There's a few of them here. There's a real boss one back there because he's got the horns and stuff as well. There's a lot of them up here as well. So they're going to be attacking my little secure food area here. And given that there's only 2 soldiers down here, this is probably not going to be a very good fight for my soldiers. So I can get my men come down and reinforce, but given the numbers, because you only have like 12 soldiers in a barracks against dozens and dozens and dozens of enemies. You know, in a straight up one-on-one fight, they're not going to stand a chance. Like this, they're going to breach through here. They're going to. I mean, I'm not too bothered about the food down in these fields. They don't really count, but look at that. Right, here might come my men now. See the lag kicking in at this advanced sort of stage of the game. It really struggles. My men are all like bows and arrows, and they are heavy weapons and heavy armor. So, can we have the health bars? There we go. Health bars up so we can see what sort of progress they're making. They should make reasonably quick work of most of these guys. The ones that they will struggle with are like the ones with the shields and the freaking horns on their heads. Because once they actually get into melee, they get those heavy weapons engaged. God, one of them is about to die here. I think he's going to be a fallen hero. There he goes. Poor bugger. He fought well. They're in, and they're going to be breaching, and they're going to be attacking. Oh my god, there are battering rams as well. They've destroyed that whole thing down there. Well done, you bunch of assholes. My men now sort of mopping up. They're kind of like the enemy have been spread out a little bit now, so it's less of a con. Oh god, right. I might need to get them to fall back at this point. Return to barracks. I don't think they will. They will stand and fight and die. Oh look, they made them run away. Frickin' A. Heroes. Now, I think with the raids, that they generally only have like a limited amount of time. Look at that. They destroyed so much stuff down here. But we know it was only like a temporary gig. Not a temporary gig, but you know, it's not a main hold. Go after that. Go kill that, right? Because that's slow moving, it's stupid, and also I want it to die. Hey, nice one, guys. Got rid of the battering ram at least. Now it's time to bury our dead and rebuild. So there we go. That was a big raid. That was a big raid, and it did a lot of damage, as you can see. But it did damage. It did damage where it didn't really matter. You know? Yeah, it's annoying down here. Kind of like a little outposty bit. These towers were never going to survive against such a massive attack like that. Now rebuild them. Even stone walls couldn't stand up against that. But the guys did well. We lost 3 soldiers. We can refill that instantly. And then hopefully they'll get new weapons and whatnot as well. Repair the goddamn buildings, people! Oh, looks like some repairs are going on. Finally, maybe? Taking them long enough. Finally getting around to doing this fence as well. Brilliant. Village was raided. We killed a bunch. They destroyed some buildings. They're bastards. But yeah. So it's pretty much much of the same. Much of the same, I would say, with the raid attacks. Just probably bigger. I would say actually that's about the same size as what tier 3. I was expecting over 100, but it's really difficult to gauge how many attackers are coming because the notification just seems to get split up. So let's say like 18 raiders coming from one direction, 20 coming from another direction, 20 from another direction, 50 from one direction, and suddenly, yeah, it is over 100. But like it doesn't come up and say like 150 raiders attacking. I've never seen that before. It's population's now to 434 potential, so it is going up thanks to these manor houses, which are still coming along. Some people were saying as well that the map seems really small. I mean, I'm zoomed right out here using the zoom mod, and bear in mind what I said about how long it takes to travel roads and get things back and forward, and how long that can really impact supply chains and stuff like that. Let's say there's our town center there. Let's just go straight down, straight down. There's the outpost that's really far away. There's a random pond, and that's the edge of the map there. Way beyond where I've actually explored so far. And I've explored quite far to the south. And then, you know, we can do west. That's the edge. No, it's still going. And now I don't know how long it is. It's gone. But that's how far, like, you know, west you can go. I've sent a little explorer up here to open that. So that's, you know, I wouldn't say the map is small. I would definitely say it's more than big enough. I mean, we're still going east as well. I don't know if we're at the edge of that either. I think we are. I think we were. That's as far as it goes into the blackness there. And then we went a bit far north when we were chasing soldiers up here. So I don't know. Yeah. Well, if you ever get lost, you can always just press Z and there you go, back on the center again. But yeah, no, I would say, and obviously you can customize the map size when you begin a game as well. You can have a small, medium, or large. I believe this one is a large map, so it's probably the biggest we're gonna have. But yeah, it's, I would say it's more than big enough. More than big enough. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is pretty much the gameplay loop at the end game of Farthest Frontier. It is managing long-range supply chains, like, as best you can. The constant tussle of food. Now, once you get fields like however I've got fields down here, once these 3 are established here, I expect no more trouble with food ever. But you know, you're gonna have to put the work in to get these fields up to very high fertility, which is what I've managed to do here on the Highlands map, just with high fertility rotations and stuff. Managing labor and builders. It's really important not to over kind of late. I don't know what to call it. Over market the employment market of a town, I suppose. You have too many jobs for people to do. You run out of laborers. You run out of builders, and then obviously, even with 15 builders here and 23 laborers, I've got problems with buildings degrading. I think they're getting repaired now. There's a lot less health bars here than there were earlier, so we're getting there. Managing desirability, getting that upgraded. Less of a priority early on. Obviously, you need to then get it up in desirability in order to progress the game into the tier 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. And yeah, water on this Highlands map is a freaking nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Fortunately, it hasn't been too much of an issue. Despite these wells constantly complaining that they're out, they're not. They're just very low. They're very low. But yeah, I could run this a bit longer in order to mature things like these towers, get these upgraded to like decent towers, make sure my soldiers are well geared, and get another barracks full of soldiers in the northern area up here where I said. And that's probably all I'd end up doing. That is probably as far as I'd take it. I don't really see it growing the town much beyond where it is. putting some decorations down here in order to improve durability of this area as well would be good. I mean, I've still got shelters down here. The durability is still below 30% for some of these guys. So, you know, a few gardens and stuff like that to spruce that area up. I don't really... Oh, yeah, I did find another lake down here. Maybe putting a fishery where I put this road here would be good. Is that herbs? Can I move that herbs? Yes! Not herbs. I didn't even think herbs occurred on this map, but they do. There they are. Move that patch of herbs. Gibbs. It wants it. This is like the rarest resource ever. The only other rarest resource ever now is clay. And I don't expect to see that anywhere on this map at all. It is just the way it is. But there's a lot of foragey materials around, as you can see, that with the resource relocate mod, we can move to where our foragers are as well and get another little bonus there. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about the preservist. We have a preservist in. They're doing great. They're doing all right. Apparently they've not preserved any vegetables, which I find a little hard to believe, but there's like a crap ton of beans, dudes. Get preserving, yeah? Honestly, I don't know if beans are it, but we also got the glass maker in as well. That turns a lot of our the sand that we have gathered on this map, which was up at 3,000, it's now down to 100, so I might need to pop some more people on the sand pit. Oh yeah, the resources have run out. Okay, well there we go. But yeah, I think you will get the gist now of what the gameplay loop is really like here at the end game of Farthest Frontier. Dwindling resource management is what I would categorize it as. We are managing dwindling resources. There we go. So yeah, you know, it's a shorter than normal episode. Perhaps this is the first episode you've seen. Perhaps you're new to the channel, in which case, you know, if you want to see some more, if you want to see how Glumdom started all these many years ago, then I'll link the video at the end of this one, and you can go back and watch the entire series of Farthest Frontier. But that is going to be it for now. I think we have reached the end of the game as it is. It is early access. Hopefully lots of great stuff, like the stuff I've talked about today, is going to come and going to make this game even better. But thank you very much, Crate Frontier developers. Thank you for producing this game. It's been so much fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for joining me through this series, and hopefully I'll see you for the next one. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.